Good morning, welcome to Morning Outlook. This is Kim speaking on Tuesday, the 5th of December. So let's get up on and look at what's going on here. So he says, I've got everything the opposite way around at the moment. I've just had a major crash on the computer, which hasn't helped me. I've got two 40-minute charts instead of a. Let's just check this and switch this across. Let's edit this, sorry, and then we'll be going properly. That's what I needed. Okay, done. Right, let's pull this back a little bit so you can see what's going on and make sure we're on a daily chart. There we go. So what I'm looking at the moment then, actually before I look at the markets themselves, let's just run through as usual the news events that are due out today. Well, 5th December, we've already seen the Australian data there. We've got the Reserve Bank Australia data didn't change there, all left alone. French PMI services out this morning, industrial production came in less. Now these are the final data. This final data, I don't expect big movements from this final data at all. It's whoops, I just didn't mean to do that. Anyway, the final data doesn't generally move the markets too much. It's a bit overrated on here at the moment. UK services final, again, all final data. It doesn't really have a great impact on the market because the flash data is already out. Might get a little bobble from these, but just looking overall there's not a great deal going on. It's yet again a relatively quiet day. I'm just checking on my other systems to make sure I haven't missed anything. No. US services maybe at 3 o'clock, so that'll be the one that hasn't been released before. There we go. So there we go. That's pretty much it for today. As you can see, no speakers in blue. We normally see them in blue. No speakers. So or expected anyway. Right, let's get on and look at these markets then. And the euro dollar, as I said, it's coming down towards its monthly pivot here. I was looking last night to see if this really bounced off it. In fact, I will just switch this to a 4-hourly chart for a moment. And you can see that well, it's double bottoming at the moment. A lot depends really on whether we're going to see this bounce here, or if it breaks through. If it breaks through, well then it's to me it's further weakness. The dollar has strengthened a little bit over the last day or so, say day or so, has strengthened here, and there is this sort of thoughts now that maybe that it's been overdone a little bit, but we'll see. Anyway, for now, that's what I'm sort of looking at. It's not clear anywhere along here. Where I mean, we've already hit the daily pivot. Sorry, all my charts have moved and throws me when I've rebooted here. Anyway, double bottom, as I say, all the way through. Even on the hourly, we've got a double bottom kicking through here. So a change, as I say, back above the pivot, I'd be a bit more bullish on the euro at the moment. I remain bearish. If it breaks the monthly pivot, then it's certainly more of a sell signal. The pound, well, the pound is been floating around the highs here. It was ended up a down day yesterday. It's looking, I mean, you can see it from this point of view. It's already put a lower high in, and it looks like it could. Some patterns under there, some head and shouldery patterns there. So these waves, lower highs coming through. It does look soft at the moment, so it could be from all looking long to all looking short very quickly. US dollar yen, maybe the exception with the higher inflation still kicking through there, putting pressure on the Bank of Japan, but the overall current move here was still lower highs, lower lows on the 4-hourly picture, and you see we're just sort of rolling over here. If the dollar starts really picking up against the rest of the majors, maybe even the yen might see it soften. I was originally looking for a retrace into its weekly pivot there, but it never occurred, and it's rolled over before then. So if it now goes up there, it will put a higher low in, it's making it less attractive. Aussie dollar. So the Aussie dollar this morning coming off towards its monthly pivot. Now these monthly pivots could be an attraction. I've got the green line is my own pivot where it's been on there for months. It's just where the Aussie seems to pivot, literally pivot around, and it's just coming back towards that. It's got a quarterly pivot sitting there just below it as well. Lower highs coming through here, no change in interest rates, and well, I've got to look at the statement in detail, but it doesn't look great at the moment there for the Australian dollar coming off. I'm sure the Reserve Bank of Australia, the way they've dragged the heels, they will not want to be talking about increasing rates. US dollar Canadian. The US again just pushing in on the lower time frames here. Again, originally I was looking, and even last night I was hoping that we'd see some sort of resistance, and I wake up this morning with the opportunity to continue to the downside here, but it looks for now like we might be switching. Of course, this pre-8 o'clock session often can be a bit misleading. It pushes you into one direction and then it completely reverses. With this Canadian dollar, if it starts breaking back down below here, I'm going to put an alert on it now. If it starts breaking back below its daily pivot, I could be interested in taking the short on that. New Zealand CAD, and sorry, I should just say on the US dollar CAD, my preference is the short in the afternoon more so than the morning. We'll see how it moves, but it moves better in the afternoons. New Zealand dollar, US dollar, well, New Zealand dollar off here at the moment. It's pushed through its monthly pivot, weekly pivot. Just come back to the dailies there. It's way away, still in a solid old move on the dailies, but as you can see on the lower time frames here, down to the hourlies, and lower highs, lower lows coming through here. Now it's still got an untouched daily. It's not touched the S1. There's a possible move this morning maybe if it can get any sort of, if we see any switches, this could be one that pushes up towards its pivot there. They have a high probability of being hit. The Swiss has gone all a bit messy. On the bigger time frames here, it's undoubtedly still looking in a solid downtrend. However, we are seeing the sort of the warning signs in the lower time frames here as we come down to the 4 hourlies. It's I was hoping for a continuation back to the downside. Yesterday it didn't react off the pivot. In the end, it just shoved on through there, ran into that trend line. Did react off of that, but not very far. And if I was looking on the short side now, I'd look below. If it runs below today's daily pivot and holds where it is now, starts coming up, that'd be more interesting to me. Cross pairs, euro yen. I mentioned this yesterday. It's still, it's just to me, it's still in a downtrend at the moment. This is where one of those that the retail traders have probably eventually got right. Lower highs, lower lows eventually started coming through. They're giving proper signals and weakness here, but the way the yen's looking relative to everything else, the yen's still looking probably one of the strongest out there, if not the strongest out there. So it's no surprise to see the euro, which is looking a bit weakish at the moment, rolling over here. Okay, so euro yen's really looking for retracements. There's nothing there that I can see at this stage. So need retracements to sell into that. I was looking at the euro pound was a good sell on the dailies here. It slowed up and bounced a bit yesterday, but coming off again today at the moment. Maybe it's be a continuation in the next following this 4 hourly bar. Hourly wise, might even see it beforehand. Yesterday it spent most of the day consolidating there. Need to see a breakdown there to be interested. Just really consolidated. Okay, a couple of usual suspects. Euro CAD. Euro just showing its weakness across. Again, coming off here already. It's a shame. It came off pretty nicely. eventually yesterday afternoon. Didn't come off in the morning, came off in the afternoon. There may be again just worth waiting, but with the Canadian dollar involved, you see more volumes coming through in the afternoons. Pound CAD, just looking same picture really. It came off a lot stronger yesterday there. Maybe we've got some more downside on this. Just check the bigger picture. It's still in its bullish tone on the bigger picture. My preference then really should be still long. However, yeah, it's a waiting game on this. I would wait, hold fire. I know there's temptation to just sell into this. On the shorter time frame, it certainly looks like it's got scope, but when you start coming back up the time frames, hold on a minute, it's still in a solid trend line. Even on the 4 hourlies here, it's not really given the signals I'd need to be shorting. Okay, that's pretty much it with the Forex pairs for now. I'm going to look through some more in the room in a short while. Aside of that then, a quick look at gold. Gold yesterday, it started coming back off there. It's bouncing a little bit back this morning, but it's with the stronger dollar, it's certainly softened it. If we see a break of these near-term lows, then for me the bets are off on the upside. For now at least, it's just looking soft and struggling to get any momentum to the upside at this stage. It's a very strong sell-off there, and a continuation through the rest of the day yesterday, making it a bit more iffy now. Spot crude oil just still lower highs, lower lows. We did see some rallies in this yesterday, but they were quite short-lived. But it was quite messy. It got into a right old mess at the moment, and well, when it's like this, I just don't want to be in it. So leaving that for now. We'll look at that later. S&Ps, well, we saw some selling coming in yesterday. We've got up until those July highs, into the July highs, reaction from that. Maybe there's some that are believing now that the market's got overbought because of the push up here, and people are suggesting the dollar's going to come off even further. Okay, that's pretty much it for me today. I'm going to call it a day there because I've got lots to do here. I'm going to catch you in the morning. Bye for now. Right.